Welcome to Faith and Freedom. For the next few minutes, we hope to inform, inspire, and encourage you as we discuss the legal victories and challenges to your fundamental freedoms and religious liberties. Faith and Freedom comes to you from Liberty Counsel, a civil liberties, education, and legal defense organization. Join us now as Matt Barber, Director of Cultural Affairs for Liberty Counsel, explains the latest legal issues all across this country. In the courtrooms of America, Liberty Counsel is winning the battle for your constitutional freedoms.
Liberty Counsel partners with Personhood USA to protect all human life at all stages of development. I'm Matt Barber, Vice President of Liberty Counsel Action. Joining me in studio again is Steve Crampton, Senior Vice President and General Counsel of Liberty Counsel. Steve, I know you have taken the lead in Liberty Counsel with the personhood movement, the Personhood Initiative out in Mississippi this past year, and are very involved in our new partnership with Personhood USA to defend innocent human life. Tell us a little bit about this.
Well, as you may know, Personhood USA, as its name would suggest, is all about initiating and sort of equipping grassroots folks in every state in the union to take back the right to life for the tiniest and most vulnerable among us, namely the unborn. And we fought in Mississippi on this issue, and not quite finished yet. The vote, as many know, back in November, but another petition drive looks like it's coming soon. We're involved with them in Ohio, in Oklahoma, in Colorado, in Arkansas. Really, it's like a grass fire that's spreading. And Matt, I mean, it's the most exciting thing for me that I've seen in the pro-life movement in certainly 20 years. And the reason is as we've talked before on this program, it's such a simple concept. It's so fundamental. There's no debate in science and medicine any longer.
Yeah.
From the absolute moment of fertilization or conception, that little person, that little human, has all the chromosomes, all the attributes, everything that grows into making him or her just like you and me. It's just a matter of progression along the growth stage. What does the child need from the moment of fertilization? Nothing more than what the rest of us need: a warm environment, food, clothing, shelter, basically, to grow. So to deny the person in the womb the right to life, the right of personhood, is no different, as we talked about previously, than denying a newborn or a 2-year-old food and shelter and clothing from a parent. So I think this and this alone really has the potential to overturn Roe, to restore this nation to the moral fundamental premises that we enjoyed from our founding and which God has blessed over the years for us.
A couple quick things to state what you just described in the affirmative. Once, from the moment of conception, once that little person has come into existence, absent some intervening cause, be it could be natural. Women miscarry.
True.
It happens all the time. Or absent that is something naturally that occurs if the child isn't placed properly. There are various things that occur that can lead to miscarriage, or human intervention to go in and end that life, that growing life within the womb, artificially. Yes. We have a human being that is in an early stage of development. Now, quickly, a quick question for you. I teach a class at Liberty University School of Law, Sexual Behavior and the Law, and a couple issues came up during the Personhood Mississippi debate. I've often said the left, the progressives, they cannot argue on the merits, so they have to obfuscate and they have to lie.
Yes.
In order, one of the big lies that came out of the Mississippi personhood debate, and this is what you hear the left saying now, that personhood would make birth control illegal.
Right.
That's their argument. Where do they come up with this convoluted logic? And is that true? Does the personhood movement and would personhood laws make birth control illegal?
And the answer to that is it depends. I mean, true contraception, as it was initially conceived, no pun intended, would stop conception. It would interpose between the sexual act and actual conception and the beginnings of a new life. The irony here, Matt, as you say, the left lies. It's the way they got to where they are today. It's how they continue their stranglehold on the media and on society. And they lied to introduce a lot of birth control pills. They said there's no way this would operate to actually end a life in being. It would only operate before that life is conceived. Now they're admitting that they lied then and saying some birth control pills, not all of them, but some oral contraceptives have a sort of backup system that operates as an abortifacient. In other words, a chemical abortion, killing a living human being. Now, to the extent that's true, pro-life Americans should be operating in an abhorrent kind of reaction that they would ever partake in the use of those pills in the first place, and so ought to quit the use of them. Secondly, personhood would do nothing more than protect human life across the board. If it's a life that has been conceived, we need to protect them, not let them die. So not all birth control, most birth control does not operate that way. And in fact, the scientific evidence is very difficult to show what does and what doesn't. Until there's hard evidence that shows that a particular oral contraceptive actually does kill a life in being, they would remain legal. And in any event, many other forms of birth control would remain perfectly legal. So in other words, it is a gigantic red herring. Exactly so. In order to muddy the waters and scare tactics. And scare people who might otherwise be inclined, people like who at least he claimed he was, Governor Haley Barber in Mississippi, who came out and really just shot himself in the foot and stabbed in the back pro-life Mississippians by coming out and saying, agreeing with the left and their propaganda that this would somehow make illegal birth control. So that's what they're hanging their entire hat on, these whole scare tactics. So to be very clear, the personhood movement has no desire to nor will protecting life from the moment of conception to natural death. Would that in any way ban contraception? It may eventually ban, once the science is settled and clear enough, certain forms that cause abortions, and it may ban the abortion pill, RU486. There you go. Which it should, because as we've talked about, go ahead. There's no question that operates only after conception has occurred. And so, we again all ought to be just acting in horror against the use of the RU486 pill. The fact that you can take a pill and abort your child, as distinct from getting on an operating table and let a doctor remove him, should make no difference. As a moral matter, as a principled matter, there is no difference. As we've talked about before, it's a Holocaust. We are engaged in murder. What's on the horizon for the personhood movement, particularly the partnership of Liberty Counsel and Personhood USA? It's so exciting because as we sit here today, Oklahoma in its legislature, the Senate, by the way, not the House, has already passed a personhood bill by an overwhelming margin. The word is that the House is even more pro-life than the Senate, and the governor has already promised to sign it. So one day soon, maybe in Oklahoma, maybe Arkansas, maybe Ohio, it could be any state, we're going to see this hit the courts. And I think it's going to be a whole different ballgame. Even some of our friends on the pro-life side, so-called, are not fans of personhood because they say, my goodness, they're going to set us back further. How do you go any further back with the tyranny of Roe that's been in place for 39 years. Unfettered abortion on demand. Exactly right. Period. I mean, you just don't get any worse than that. You can't go further back than that. And it is horrific, again, that we sit here basically sitting on our hands. And so personhood fires up the folks on the street. You don't have to be a constitutional lawyer to partake in personhood. And it's going to give the courts a different look at it. It's not a narrow abortion case. This is broad. The state has a compelling interest in the protection of human life. I think it is the kind of stone that's going to take down the Goliath of abortion. Well, I've never understood this infighting that we see with those who adopt more of an incrementalist approach to the life issue, really working to against those of us who support
both an incrementalist approach and the personhood approach, all working together. We're going to use all of the weapons in our arsenal to defend innocent human life. That's what we're doing at Liberty Counsel, and we are happy to partner with Personhood USA to get this done, and we invite you to join us in this mission. Become part of Liberty Counsel's ministry. Go to our website at lc.org for free. We will give you the Truth About Abortion pamphlet. It's available, or if you can't find it on the website, give us a call, 1-800-671-1776. We're happy to steer you in the direction. You can learn about personhood. You can learn about the science surrounding this debate over protecting innocent human life, the abortion holocaust. That's what it is. At Liberty Counsel, we intend to continue to stand in the gap in protection of the most innocent of our citizens. Go to lc.org.
You have been listening to Matt Staver of Liberty Counsel. We hope that we have motivated you to stand up for your faith, family, and freedoms. We can accomplish a lot when we work together. Get informed and get involved today. Sign up for our free monthly newsletter, The Liberator. We will send it out to you free of charge. Stay informed with our Liberty Alert email updates. Just click on the website at www.lc.org or call us at 1-800-671-1776. Tune in next time to learn more about your rights right here on Faith and Freedom.